everybody. Welcome back to a new episode of Hondo's Blockbuster. We are here with another movie review. Summer seasons is rocking and rolling. We're a month in now, a little over a month in, and we've got another action banger. So this week we are talking about From the World of John Wick, the Ballerina, which is absolutely a handful of a name. I don't know why they had. I mean, I get why they added it, marketing reasons. But it is an absolutely mouthful. So I'm just going to call it The Ballerina, all right? I'm just going to reference it, but that is the full name of the movie. Yeah. But excited to talk about this one. Just saw it last night. It's obviously, from the name implies, from the John Wick universe. So does it compare? Yes, John Wick is in the movie, as it is in the trailers, not spoiling anything. But obviously, he is not the main focal point. So does it live up to the predecessors? I'll tell you right now, but first, like, comment, share, subscribe, everything you can. Much is appreciated. And let's get started. All right, so the Ballerina stars Ana de Armas. She is an assassin that's part of this ballerina school, ballerina group that is introduced in John Wick 3. And it's about her in the beginning. She loses her father. She is essentially adopted and raised by this group. And then she goes on a revenge tour against the group that killed her father. It's a revenge story. Fits in that John Wick, universe in terms of this whole thing got started on a revenge plot. That's the main premise. So what did I think? I liked it. It definitely was better than I thought. Not that I wasn't expecting it to be good, but there was so much noise around this movie in terms of. This movie was delayed a year. It might have even been 2 years. Who knows? They reshot a bunch of stuff last year, bringing in the old director from the original John Wick movies. And so I was like worried, and they haven't been marketing it that much. And that thing came out where the embargo was like, if you don't like this movie, you can't review it until a certain day. It didn't seem like they were confident in it. And so I was kind of going in, it's like, all right, let's see what this is. It could be a mess. It could be fun, but like messy. It was pretty seamless in terms of like, I couldn't tell it was like there was any reshoots or redone. There's like one scene, which I'll talk a little bit about later. It's a spoiler that seems most likely to be an addition, but I liked it. So I'm not going to complain about it. But overall, yeah, I thought this was another fun summer blockbuster, another fun movie in the John Wick franchise. My biggest concern, or I guess worry, was like, one, are they going to be able to live up to the action of the John Wick universe, right? The John Wick movies changed the game when it comes to action movies. Like they even pretty much created their own fighting style in this gun fu, where it's like John Wick's blowing people's heads off left and right. So like, can they top it with obviously not Keanu Reeves, with Ana de Armas? And the action is on par with the original John Wick movies. Like it's so creative, and what I actually like the most about it is that listen, Ana de Armas is not Keanu Reeves. Ana de Armas is not a 6'2" man that is, his fighting style embodies that, right? And I love how they address that in this movie. That hey, listen, like you're going to be smaller than most of the people you face. Like, you are going to have to find different ways. And so one of my favorite things was that she's not just a John Wick clone. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't have the same fighting style, things like that. She's a completely different character, and she completely different fight styles and completely different. She's breaking more stuff. The amount of nut shots that she gets in, like, because that's what realistically you would do. Like, to take down a bigger guy, boom, boom, few nut shots, like you're back in the game. And so everything was done really well, very creatively. And so the action absolutely lives up to the hype and to the predecessors. So that was great to see. Ana de Armas is also great in this movie. It was pretty evident that she would fit right in just from her small part in No Time to Die, the last James Bond movie. It's like, oh, okay, she can be an action star. But no, like she solidifies herself as an action star in this movie. She comes from the school of Keanu Reeves. Like, she doesn't talk too much in this movie. It's more of her Obviously her actions, her fighting, you can see from the behind the scenes stuff, like she trained really hard for this. She did a lot of the actual stunt work herself, which is so cool. So that part alone, like she gives it her all, and her performance isn't based on really her like acting in terms of because she really doesn't talk too much, but it's just her actual performance, her physical performance that really holds up really well here, and she absolutely can be an action star, and it's believable. Like it's believable. Her action scenes were great. So she's great. There's a lot of returning characters in this. I'll leave that into spoiler. I'm gonna do a little spoiler thing at the end. There's not too much to like. There's not like a full breakdown I'm gonna do spoiler wise, but there's a few things I want to touch on. So I'll leave that for the spoiler section. So I will touch on some of the bad or mixed to bad. This is not a perfect film. It's as much as I liked it. I don't know where it's probably still my least favorite John Wick movie. That's purely because of two things. One, the story isn't really too much. It's not. I mean, listen, most people aren't probably even going for the story, the plot, whatever. It's just it's a little dull at points, and it's just like you lose the story really. I mean, like it kicks off really nicely, and then it just kind of goes away midway through the movie. You don't really like. There's so much action going on, you probably don't even realize it, but it's fine. It's fine. Like the John Wick movies, like it's not like everyone's like, oh, the John Wick movies, like they're super story heavy and plot, but there are, especially that first one. Like there's a lot more to those, and they're more connected, and obviously there's more than one movies, but it's a kind of a almost continuous story, and you're adding new elements and new world building things, which is really the second part of kind of my mixed to negative comments. Is the world building isn't as grand as it is the John Wick movies, right? The world that they've created is so cool, and it's pretty hilarious. Like if you really think about it, like basically like 50% of this world are assassins, and there's different continentals in every big city and things like that. It's cool. It's the markers and the rules, and it's they've really truly built themselves a really cool little world, and this one doesn't explore it as much. Yes, they do go to another continental. There is another continental, cool, but outside of that, it's not much. Like there really isn't much more lore to add, I guess, outside of the bad guys, because they're like almost like a cult. But there really isn't too much to add to it. But those are pretty much it. I mean, for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I loved. Again, the action scenes are great, and Arms is great. Some of the returning characters are great, even if they're in smaller roles. But overall, a really fun, enjoyable movie. So before I rate it, though, I do want to touch on a couple things. This is spoilers. We're going to spoilers real quick. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Like, I mean, the John Wick part of it is not really a spoiler, but what he does in the movie is a bit of a spoiler. But there are some other returning characters. Lance Riddick's final performance, he is so good in this series. He's not in this movie very much, but it was so good to see him he passed away around the fourth one, unfortunately, but he was great in the series, and it was just good seeing him back. Ian McShane as well, he is good across the board. I love him in everything he does, and he's good in this movie. Again, he's not a huge role, but he does pop up a little bit more than I honestly probably thought he was. That he was, when he first showed up, I was like, oh, this is probably his one scene. He's in it a few times. And then, of course, he's in the trailers. It's not really a hidden thing, but John Wick is in this movie, Keanu Reeves, and he is in it also more than I thought it was. It's not just a little cameo. I thought for a second it might be. I thought when they first show him, there's a little scene. Obviously, it's picking up from where John Wick 3 is. It's basically recreating that scene and placing where Eve, Anna de Armas' character, is, which I thought was cool. And then he doesn't show up for a long time. I'm like, oh man, I guess I was just like, the little John Wick node, and Wick nod. And no, he comes back, and he gets two full action scenes, which listen, Keanu Reeves. Well, we've been talking about Tom Cruise a lot. Obviously, Tom Cruise, the GOAT, the biggest movie star in the world. But I gotta give Keanu Reeves his flowers. I mean, first off, his John Wick franchise is incredible, but even what he does in this one, like, he's obviously not the main character, but he's got a good chunk to play with. And listen, he's 60 and he's still doing his own stuff too. And his fight scene in this movie is great. Both of them. The one with Eve, which I was worried a little bit. I'm like, oh, they're gonna make Eve beat John Wick, the Baba Yaga. Like, no, he does. Like John Wick dismantles her very quickly. You can tell there's a different level to them, and which I like because it gives a different added when Eve is fighting. Like in these scenes, like it's like, oh, like she isn't John Wick. So like she, can she get out? Like, is she gonna get out of it? Obviously, you assume she is, but she's getting her ass beat all the time, which I love about this movie because John Wick also gets his ass beat all the time. So it's fun. Like, it's not like just action here only, doesn't take any hits. But he does. He beats her in that one-on-one pretty handedly. He's kind of like please leave. But then he gets his own little full-on gun fu action scene, which is the part that I absolutely do think it was added on. It feels really strange because he's like, for the most part, he's like on his sniper, right? He saves her from the flamethrower guy. And then all of a sudden, boom, action scene with one of my all-time favorite lines. Like, this legitimately might be my favorite line in the entire movie franchise, is where there's henchman number 1 and henchman number 2, and they look at each other like this is suicide. That's fucking John Wick. like they're like, dude, why am I going in there? He's going to absolutely kill me. I love that line. It's so good. But he gets his whole action scene, gun fu and all, and so listen, I'm not complaining. That scene, that whole, like, honestly, the back half of it, like once they go into that little town, incredible, and it keeps one-upping itself, and it ends in this whole huge flamethrower battle. It's really cool. It's a really cool, fun movie. Really, like it is. If you're a fan of the John Wick franchise, this is another great movie. This is another one that you're gonna go enjoy. And so yeah. So that was that. So all right. So where do I rank it? Or I'm gonna do a John Wick ranking. That's probably gonna be the next video coming out. So I will include this one. I'll do all 5. I have a pretty clear, probably a little clear at the ends. The middle for me is gonna be a little tough, but yeah. What did I think? Where am I gonna rate this movie? Rating wise, again, very good. I really enjoyed it a lot. There are, flaws and some things I didn't love about it, but overall, definitely a movie you got to go see in the theater. It's a summer blockbuster. It's a fun one. If you like this franchise, go out and see it. I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. Really good, really solid movie, great action, and yeah, I loved it. So that's today's review. Like I mentioned, John Wick ranking coming up. A couple more movie drafts on the way. Those are coming, so stay tuned for those. And yeah, a lot more stuff coming this summer. Summer blockbuster season. I mean, we're a month into summer blockbuster season, and like they put out some like the movies that from Thunderbolts to Thunderbolts, Mission Impossible. This movie, obviously, Sinners was a little before. Like so many good movies have been coming out, and it's just the beginning. So we'll be here all summer. We will see you here, and we will see you at the movies. Thank you all. See you guys next time.